Hi guys, it's Kayla and welcome back to my channel for some more Gakuen Club. Before we get started, I quickly wanted to mention that I currently have a Twitter poll going for something totally unrelated to Otome. It would be for my second channel, but a YouTuber by the name of Tati Westbrook just released these beauty vitamins that are supposed to be magic for your hair, skin, and nails, helping your complexion, and basically all of these crazy magic beauty claims. So of course I bought a bottle and I wanted to see if you guys would like to see my results after the 3 weeks it says it takes to see them. So if you don't have Twitter, I'd appreciate you letting me know in the comments below, as this is so far out of what I normally do. It doesn't have to do with anime or video games or anything like that. But if you'd like to see a video on it on my second channel, I would totally be willing to do one since I did buy the vitamins. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this video.
Did you not sleep any yesterday? You have bags under your eyes.
I couldn't fall asleep because I kept imagining Toma going back to modeling.
Were you not able to sleep because of the conversation we had? I feel like that wasn't something entirely appropriate to share with you. I'm sorry about that.
Why are you apologizing? It's not your fault. I was really happy. I was happy that I was able to learn about Toma's past, as well as how he feels now. I'm happy that he shared it with me.
You're strange.
Toma says and takes his seat. He almost looks embarrassed. Toma's cute like this, but I'm sure he'd yell at me if I called him cute. I laugh to myself. A cell phone begins to ring.
Mom?
Toma lets the cell phone ring a while longer.
Hello?
Why didn't you answer right away? Do you know how many times I've called your dorm?
What do you want?
It's time you get back to modeling. You've received a lot of offers lately. I made the right choice sending you to that school. You're feeling better now, aren't you? I hear you've been eating lunch these days.
I'm surprised you know that.
You should come home to visit sometime soon. I can update you on your upcoming schedule then. With that, she hangs up the phone.
I guess I'm still her puppet.
Good morning, Toma. He's not returning my greeting again. While Toma had started to open up to me recently, that all changed about a few days ago. I don't know what happened, but he stopped responding when I talked to him, and he also stopped eating again. I really should talk to someone about it. I feel like he's grown pale since yesterday. I can't just stand here and do nothing. The students leave the classroom, and the only ones left are me and Minakawa.
It's rare for you to want to talk with me. What's the matter?
Oh, yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on Toma's recent behavior?
What are my thoughts?
Minakawa scratches his head as if he's trying to think. Has he told you that something happened or anything like that?
Not especially.
I see. Well, he's looking a little pale, and it's like his mind's been somewhere else. Minakawa thinks for a while.
Maybe I'll talk to Toma's mother.
What? I exclaim, surprised to hear him mention Toma's mom.
She started calling him at the dorm a little while ago. There were PA announcements. Maybe she's tried his phone.
Maybe Toma's been ignoring her calls. I recall the pain on Toma's face when he told me about being a puppet for her. It's very clear to me that we can't go to Toma's mother with this. But I can't tell him the truth about why. Maybe he's going through something that he doesn't want his parents to know about, so that might not be such a good idea.
That's a good point. I wouldn't like that either. Well, I guess we can look out for him ourselves.
I think I briefly see Minakawa's expression darken, but he goes back to smiling almost instantly. Yes, I'd really appreciate it if you just kept him in mind, okay? And help Toma, please? I don't say it out loud, but I look at Minakawa with those thoughts in my mind. Toma may have changed, but he's still participating in the nightclub. Still, he doesn't have the same enthusiasm he had before. He's been acting a little more out of sorts. Hey, Toma, are you tired? Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Never mind. You can leave. This isn't the first time a guest has grown frustrated with Toma's inattentiveness and asked him to leave. This is the third table just today. If you total everyone from the past few days, you would need more than 2 hands.
My apologies.
He bows and leaves the table. He brings the empty plates and cups to the back. Good work today. Toma, I'll take the dishes. I try to smile as much as possible when I speak to him, even if he doesn't meet my eyes. It's the least I can do.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, leave the cups. I'll clear the leftovers from the plates first. It's painful to watch Toma be so out of it, especially after he started eating again in order to return to modeling. I have to believe he's going to bounce back and be like he was before. Oh, hey, Toma? I turn around and see that Toma's no longer there. Before he changed, he would at least help or talk a little when he came to the back. I want to ask him what's happened, but when I imagine him just dismissing me, I can't bring myself to do it. I'm not strong enough. And that's when Toma collapses. What? Oh my gosh, that came out of nowhere. Well, I guess I should have seen it coming. Minakawa has brought me to see Toma. I'm looking down at him in the bed receiving an IV drip. With his pretty face pale, he looks even more like a doll now. Minakawa says he's going to explain the situation to everyone and leave the nurse's office. Alone, I sit next to his bed. Toma had been working so hard to return to modeling, so what happened? I ask inside my head when the door to the nurse's office opens. I stand up and turn, thinking that it's a student.
I came to check how he's doing. You can stay seated.
This person is the headmaster, isn't he? I missed him on my first date, so I've yet to meet him in person. I'm nervous as he's more intimidating than he is on the news. Oh, I'll give you some privacy.
No, that's not necessary. I wanted to talk to you as well.
With me? I give him my seat and stand behind the headmaster.
Could I ask you to deliver a message?
Oh, yes.
I'd like you to tell Toma that I want him to return to modeling, that everything has been arranged.
What? Huh?
I've been trying to get a meeting with him for a few days now, but he's ignored all my requests. It's been quite a problem. It seems you are close with Toma, so I'm hoping I can count on you.
Why does he think I'm close?
Haha, did I frighten you? That's just the impression I got from my talks with Toma.
I see. I nod and the headmaster stands up, walking towards the nurse's office door. Are you not going to take Toma to the hospital? The headmaster seems surprised as he raises an eyebrow. He then speaks very plainly.
He would be a disgrace to the profession if he had to go to the hospital over something like this. It's his own fault.
But
this is something he needs to learn. Let's just call this tough love. He's going back to the profession after all.
There's nothing more I can say.
Oh, and don't forget to give him that message.
The headmaster leaves without any regard to my attitude. Why? Toma's working so hard already. So why is he asking him to work even harder? My vision blurs and I realize that tears are forming out of my frustration. I squeeze my eyes closed to stop from crying. I don't want Toma to have to do what the headmaster says. Does it have something to do with the phone calls from his mother? In that case, Toma's recent behavior has to be related, especially since Toma had already been thinking about going back to modeling without being told by anyone. He can't return like this. It seems to me that there's something Toma needs to overcome himself. Toma looks like he's straining just a little bit as he sleeps. Toma, the headmaster's words weigh heavily on me. Episode 10. I could have left him to the nurse, but I really wanted to be by his side. I've been here ever since classes ended. I stare at the clock. It's already 5 p.m. I can hear the sports team practicing outside. There's no point in watching Toma just sleep. Maybe I should take his bag for him. I've stayed here because I didn't know when he might wake up, but I can't very well stay here all night. But I don't want to wake him. Toma still hasn't woken up. I'm sure food isn't the only thing he's missing. It must be sleep as well. I should let him get as much sleep as I can. Sometimes his face would strain in pain, but I would hold him by the hand and he would almost immediately relax. Is it okay for me to believe that I'm doing something meaningful here? I say to nobody that could hear, or so I thought.
Why are you here?
Oh my gosh, Toma's so beautiful. Toma's looking up at me, his eyes half open. Toma, did I wake you?
Wake me? Where am I?
He sounds groggy, maybe because he's just waking up. Toma's looking around to take in the surroundings.
Is this the nurse's office?
Yes, Toma, you collapsed during lunch, so you've been resting in the nurse's office this time.
I see.
He grimaces as if he can think of a few reasons why he may have collapsed, and then he tries to get up. Wait, don't push yourself too hard. I'll go bring your bag. Lay back down until I come back.
No, I'm getting up.
He sits up weakly. I ignore his resistance and place a pillow behind his back.
Have you been here the whole time?
No, I've only been here since classes ended. Why? I'm sure it will bother him that I've been by his side. I have a feeling he wouldn't like that I've been watching him sleep.
Since you were asking something about it being meaningful if you were here or not, I figured you'd been here the whole time.
You heard?
I guess so. I woke up because I heard your voice.
I'm sorry that I woke you up.
It's fine. It helped me figure out that I wasn't at home.
Toma's tone is gradually reverting back to being cold and distant as he has been lately. That probably means he's thinking much more clearly, but it makes me sad. He'll stop talking to me at this rate. Feeling this, I ask him a strange question. How would you feel if I were here the whole time? What am I asking him? I already know what Toma's going to say. It might hurt my feelings, but I'd just still rather talk to him.
I was sleeping, so I don't think it matters.
I had anticipated an answer like that, but Toma's words cut surprisingly deep. I knew this, so I'm fine. I try to tell him that I'll go get his bag for him, but Toma interrupts me.
Oh, I see. You're just looking to get connections when I get famous, aren't you?
What? He's twisting on us!
Some people are like that. They don't do any work themselves. It makes me angry.
Why would you say that? I'm more in disbelief than I'm hurt by his attack. Toma, you always act so cool, but you would never say anything to hurt someone. Toma closes his mouth awkwardly. At this point, I'm thinking that I might as well say everything I'm feeling. Toma, what happened with your mother? Toma's face suddenly becomes twisted. It's as if he's trying to hold back the pain. I immediately grab his hand, just like when he'd been asleep.
You're usually so reserved, but you're so blunt at times like this.
I wouldn't put it like that. I mean, I know I'm being a little nosy, but Toma is a little hesitant as he stares down at the hand I'm holding, but he slowly begins to talk to me.
I enrolled in this school in order to take my modeling comeback. I guess I could say the headmaster took me in. He came to me when I was at my lowest, after I found out I was getting held back.
Toma, you were held back?
I'm actually 1 year older than you.
I didn't know that.
The headmaster asked me if I wanted to join his talent agency, but said there'd be 2 conditions.
Toma puts up 2 fingers and continues his explanation.
The first was to support his son.
Son? Oh my gosh, I bet Minakawa's his son. That's why they have such a weird relationship.
The other was to get first place at the nightclub.
First place? But why ask you to do something like that?
The guests that come there are all famous people in finance and business. Their acceptance was a necessary condition.
I didn't know that they were that big and important. But it's really easy to understand the system. It's important to be liked by sponsors if you want to make it in the entertainment industry.
I thought that modeling was the only thing for me, and that I wanted to return one day. That's why I've been doing this. But then I got my mother's message to return to modeling.
He frees his hand from my hold. He's looking away, his eyes wavering.
My mother lost interest in me after I was sick, but the moment a comeback was possible, she started ordering me over the phone. But do you know what makes me mad the most? That I can't stand up to her. I haven't grown up at all.
He lets out a heavy sigh and hangs his head down. I could try to cheer him up, but I feel like it wouldn't reach Toma now. I want to think about what I could do for him. That's what I think as I look at Toma like this. I can't tell him he's been making me feel sad. It's important to Toma to be able to make decisions on his own. If he got first place at the nightclub, maybe he'd gain some confidence. There's still time. But then I suddenly have a question. Wait, why did the headmaster leave me the message he did when Toma didn't even get first place at the nightclub?
What is it?
What am I gonna do? I don't really want to tell him. Not for my own sake, but because I'm worried about Toma's health. But it's not something that I have the right to keep from him. I tell Toma the headmaster's message that he'd left me.
What do they think I am? I'm not their toy.
Toma ruffles his hair angrily. Toma, I know. I place one of my hands on his while the other strokes his hair. You're not a toy. I mean, you're struggling with this right now. A toy wouldn't do that.
No, I am a toy. I don't have a will of my own. I'm always following someone else's orders.
But you're suffering now because you aren't following anybody's order. You're doing plenty of thinking on your own. Besides, you're able to captivate so many people because you're not a toy.
Captivate?
Yes, eyes are just drawn to you wherever you go. You just have a different presence from other people. That's why I'd like to see you return to modeling someday. You might be somewhere far away from me then, but a star and a fan, I can picture it in my mind. Even then, I want to see Toma succeed. Toma looks back down. Is he angry at me?
I want you by my side.
His voice is quiet and meek. Toma? His pleading tone catches my attention.
I'm a completely worthless human being. I only know how to be manipulated.
No, I don't want him to talk about himself like that.
That's why, if you're by my side.
It's hard to listen to the pain in his voice. I wring my hands on top of my lap. Toma is once again trying to get somebody else to take charge of his life. I prefer the Toma who stood up and declared he would return to modeling. I'll go bring you your bag. Unable to respond, I stand up. Toma keeps his head down and he doesn't look up at me. As I slowly make my way to the classroom, I'm like the polar opposite of the lively atmosphere of the rest of the school. Why would he just give up on the part of him that's trying to work hard? I don't understand. Toma isn't a toy. While I'm frustrated with Toma, in the end, I might just be trying to get Toma to do what I think he should. The more I learn about the situation, the harder it becomes for me to interact with him. On my way home from the nightclub, I see Toma waiting by the front gate. Why is he here? He had the day off. He should be at home in his dorm. Not knowing how to face him afterwards, I just left after leaving his bag on the floor of the nurse's office.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh, I'm sorry I left without saying anything. Well, not knowing what to say, I try to walk right past him when Toma grabs my arm. Oh my gosh, we're the worst. We're just gonna walk past him.
Are you avoiding me?
I'm not. It's just that I don't know what to say to you. When I remember what happened earlier this evening, I find myself having nothing to say again.
Please, just talk to me. I don't care what about.
This is the first time Toma's been this forward. I choose my words carefully. It's hard for me to watch you give up on so many things because you've just decided that you can't do anything yourself.
But then all you have to do is tell me to do it.
No, then that wouldn't change anything. I want you to choose for yourself. Besides, I know that it's too dark for Toma to be able to see my face, but on the off chance that he might, I turn my face away. Maybe I don't need to say this, but if I want to be able to face Toma, I might tell you to quit modeling someday.
What?
I just had this brief thought that you might go far away from me and I didn't like it. But even so, I still want you to do your best and try to become a model. I don't want to victimize you with my confusing feelings.
But what if I still want you by my side?
Toma's almost pleading, but I shake my head. Even with everything with your mother, you still wanted to go back to it, didn't you? I'm sure you just haven't realized how much you like it. It's not right for someone to take that away from you.
So, you wouldn't be happy if I told you I would quit modeling, would you?
No, I want you to try your best to succeed. If you try and fail, then we can come and revisit it. With that, I think I see Toma chuckle.
You'll cheer me on even if it makes you sad? That's strange.
I'm not sure I'd say that. This is just the answer I've come to after watching you.
Even if I go somewhere you don't know, I'll always come home. So please keep cheering me on, okay?
I nod in response. That's all I can do because my heart is pounding so hard. Come home? What does he mean by that? Right? Are we like together now? I feel my chest tighten as I think about the meaning behind Toma's words. Episode 11. Okay guys, well I think I'm going to leave it at that since we've completed 2 episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We definitely got a long way with Toma and I feel like things are going good now. So we'll just have to see what happens in episode 11. Bye guys!